back to another video on my channel. I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone is doing well as we discuss the Algerian football transfers taking place in and around the January transfer deadline day. Always players on the move. Seems to be one particular striker that wants to move every time the window's open. We'll get onto that in a second. But in terms of the window, nothing hugely surprising. The big one was about Benassa. Was he going to leave Milan? Was he going to stay there? He committed to a new deal earlier on in the transfer window, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Of course, he's got that new deal and a release clause doesn't come into play until the summer of 2024. So Benassa stays put. Mahrez looks like he's very happy at Manchester City. But let's start with a top story. Islam Slimani only joined Stade Brestois recently. It wasn't like a million years ago. Already left the club. Had his contract in Ligue 1 in that relegation battle terminated. So a season that started with Belali and Slimani both at Brest in Ligue 1. Just 6 months on, they've both departed the club. Of course, Belali has gone to relegation rivals Ajaccio until the end of the season. I'm sure he'll leave in the summer. Islam Slimani has joined Belgian side Anderlecht. They were managed by Vincent Kompany last season. Of course, he's left for Burnley. Anderlecht, the former Belgian champions, not really world beating now at the moment, but they have signed Islam Slimani on a 6-month deal with a option to extend by a further year in the summer if they wish to. So Slimani has gone to Anderlecht. Wow, he's gone to Belgium. This guy moves around Europe more than bloody Thomas Cook. I mean, he should be a travel agent. He is just moving from club to club, but he's not really impacting the clubs he's going to, is he? I mean, I remember when he was at Newcastle, didn't really do anything. Sporting Lisbon, sort of a fairy tale return, didn't stay there for too long. Then he went to Brest, didn't really do anything, only scored like a couple of goals, and now he's gone to Anderlecht. I mean, I'm sure he's had offers from the Middle East to get a hefty paycheck. He's 34 years of age now, by the way. He must have had hefty offers from China, from the Middle East, you know, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. How many times have we seen that? We've just seen Sofiane Boufal go to Qatar at 29 years old after the World Cup he's had. So I'm sure Slimani's had offers from the Middle East on the table. Cristiano Ronaldo's there, for goodness sake. So he obviously wants to stay in Europe and prove a point and stay at the top level. But it seems to me he feel like he wants to stake his claim and go to the next Africa Cup of Nations. He wants to be like, if I score 5 to 10 goals in the Belgian league, then Belmadi is kind of having to call him up because there's not too much competition in that centre-forward area. I know Mahios with the Chan is bursting onto the scene, but it's a very weird deal. It's a big step down in terms of leagues from Slimani to go from the French league to the Belgian league. I know like Anderlecht are not a small club, but like he's now in the same division as the likes of like Zurgan, Kadri, these sorts of guys. It's just not really a top level centre forward anymore, and this could be the decline of Slimani. I'll be shocked. Now, he's a legend of the game. We know he's a legend of the game. Lifted AFCON in 2019, 2014, had a brilliant World Cup for Algeria, of course, had that big money move to Leicester soon afterwards. But to Anderlecht, it's just a massive step down. Stay with Brest, help them survive in the league. It's just a cop-out. Obviously, as soon as he goes to the bench for 2 games, 3 games in a row, he wants out. He wants out. He thinks he's got the divine right to start every game, but you know, good luck to him. If he scores 5, 6, 7, 8 goals from now to the end of the season, I'm sure Belmadi is going to keep calling him up. Let's see if he gets called up in the March squad. But with Mahios, we're there as well, knocking on the door. We need to give likes of him, Amora, try and get Guri, rather than still relying on Slim. It's been nearly 10 years since the Brazil World Cup, for goodness sake. Speaking of centre-forwards on the move, Andy Delors has also moved. He's left Nice, not to go to like Belgium or anything. He's gone to Nantes, so a fellow club in Ligue 1. I think they basically swapped Moffi and Delors, right? Because Moffi went from Nantes to Nice. Delors went from Nice to Nantes. So Delors changed his club. We know he likes to move about in Ligue 1. Of course, he was at Nice previously. He was at Montpellier as well. He's been at other clubs as well in the French football system. He moves to Nantes. Another player that, not starting every week, wants to move, which is good, to be fair. I rate the hunger and the desire of the players. They're not willing to sit on the bench and take paychecks. Delors wants to start every game. He wants to be in squads now, as long as there's no bloody stupid clause where it says, oh, you're playing for Nantes now, so you can't go to the Africa Cup of Nations in January and all that nonsense. I'm sure that's been dealt with. If we see any of that crap again, where Belmadi's getting phone calls like, Jamel, yeah, so I've moved to Nantes, so you can't call me up during the AFCON. Cheers. Any of that rubbish, I'm not forgiving it again. I'm sure that won't be the case. I'm sure Delors going to have a good season at Nantes to finish off the campaign. More than certain, hopefully, if fit, he will be in that Africa Cup of Nations qualifying squad towards the back end of March. So he moves to Nantes. He's still at a good level in Liga. So interestingly, 2 centre-forwards on the move there. Those were the 2 main deals. A quick word on Fawzi Ghulam. He was such a good promising left-back. Another player who had a brilliant Brazil 2014 World Cup. That performance against Germany from Ghulam was fantastic. Of course, now we've got Ben Sebaini and Ait Nouri in the left-back position. But Ghulam at 32 signs for Angers on a free transfer after leaving Napoli last year, going out of contract. That's an interesting signing because I think it's all about him getting back to a bit of fitness. You know, he's not going to go and set the world on fire. I think his time has been and gone. Angers have had an interesting window, haven't they? Because they've let Boufal go, as I said. They've also let Nahi go to Marseille. They are rock bottom of Ligue 1. So Ghulam's going to do all he can to try and assist that club. But we know the chairman there, Saïd Chatman, is Algerian or of Algerian descent, so he likes to bring a lot of North African players to the club. You've seen recently Nabil Ben Taleb captain that side as well. So Fawzi Ghulam back in the footballing world, although he hasn't. I don't think he's featured at all under Belmondi, really, has he? But anyway, that's the window. We've seen other small deals as well. We've seen Kandusi go to Steph. We've seen Faguli join another club on a free transfer in Turkey in the bottom half. So yeah, that's how the transfer window shapes up. Are Anderlecht going to be pleased with Slimani? They were starting a season with Fabio Silva banging in the goals. They've got a young prodigy to an old veteran. So you can see how it looks for them. Let me know your thoughts on the Slimani and Delors deals in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. I'll see you next time.